Yes, good afternoon and welcome. Mr. Suzette Speaks Show live here in Miami. Wagwan, wagwan, my people. Happy Fire Friday. Listen, this Friday could not have come soon enough. Let me just tell you, if you are like me and you have been waiting for the weekend for like the whole week, stand up, all right? Clap your hand. Everybody, we made it. We made it. We made it. It's a beautiful day. We have partly sunny skies, 87? Some places feeling like 91. And we are excited because today is the federal holiday called Juneteenth. So I can say to each and every one of you listening, Happy Juneteenth. Have you been saying that today? Well, I have some friends of mine who took the day off. Listen, they say they want to celebrate for the ancestors. Juneteenth is a celebration of freedom. So they say they are taking the day off. I have a cousin who has her own dental office. She says she's closing it for the day. Gave it to people. Gave the people the day off. I know a couple of the outlets that I've worked with, including Roland Martin online. Roland Martin said, nope, he's closed today. He's taking a day off. But Mikey never give me the day. No, I'm just kidding. I never asked him for it because I wanted to come and spend it with you. So happy Juneteenth, each and every one of you. Are you doing anything to empower your community? Are you doing anything to relax? Are you doing anything to celebrate freedom? What you got going on? I'm going to go over some of the events from across South Florida in just a little bit. I know City of Lauderhill will be having Case. I saw a Case will be in the, I think it's the Lauderhill Sports Complex. I saw City of Tamarack is going to have Miss Chalet, old school hip hop rapper, songstress. Yeah, she'll be for performing at a block party at the Tamarack Village. And I'm going to go over some more events from Miami all the way north to Broward and Palm Beach. Wagwan, everybody. I hope you're having a beautiful Fire Friday. I'm still super grateful for the time that was had at the Urban League of Broward County presented by WDFL Channel 18. Your girl was able to do her thing. Thank you, Lord, sometimes for great opportunities. We are still hearing so much feedback about the Congressional District 20 that covers Broward County debate and race that we hosted, myself being a moderator, co-moderator with Mr. Douglas C. Lyons, known for his wonderful editorial pieces from the Palm Beach Post and others. Well, we did our thing, and the feedback has been strong. People have had, change of heart, change of opinion. First of all, on Juneteenth, before I get more into politics, on Juneteenth, guess who plays today in the World Cup? IED, stand up. Where are you? Listen, I'm looking for a watch party as we speak. I don't know where I'm going to be to watch and take in on this beautiful Juneteenth Friday Haiti taking on, during the World Cup, the powerhouse Brazil. Listen, I don't care who wins. I think we all win, no matter who wins in the match. Will you be watching? I know I will be. I appreciate each and every one of you who are listening with me. First of all, I didn't introduce myself. I'm Suzette Speaks, your hostess with the mostest by day. I am an attorney. Yes, I help people with personal injury cases. Yes, this is a thing. I know sometimes people get injured on the job or while they're driving, and all those are good, well, not good if you're injured, bad things, and you need help. So I love to help people who have dealt with, some struggles in life, and especially when it comes to getting hurt. I also help people with medical malpractice cases. So if you are a loved one, boy, Mike, that must be having a mall in the background, but if you are someone that are suffering or have had injuries in the hospital, say you're in the hospital and you get sick, or not only sick, but, something that was sadly mishandled, you believe, by the medical professionals under whose care you were, you can call me because I like to, make sure I give people all their options. And if it is possible that there's somebody who didn't handle the situation the way they should have, or there was some sort of negligence, that's where I come in. All right. So you can call me here, 850-446-0562. This is going to be a free for all Friday, just kind of like talking about different topics. Hurricanes. Did you guys know that we already had our first hurricane? We already had our first hurricane. I don't want to say the wrong name. Was it Alex? It dissipated and it's over Georgia. But I know we had our first hurricane already, if you're paying attention. And we still, Tropical Storm Arthur. Let me get it. I said Alex, it's Arthur. Now it's a Tropical Storm Arthur. It formed in the Gulf of Mexico. Were you paying attention? Did you hear about it? The first tropical storm of the Atlantic season was just yesterday. Tropical Storm Arthur, right? So I said hurricane, excuse me. Tropical Storm Arthur was the first named storm of the Atlantic season. It kind of is in the Gulf next to Texas, moving its way across parts of southwest Texas into Louisiana, Alabama. I'm sure the Georgia folks will get a little bit of it. But I'm really excited. Today is about World Cup. We're going to talk about it. I did tell you yesterday, and it has been confirmed, that the Cape Verdean goalie who made his World Cup debut at 40 years old, his mother officially received her visa. Yes, you saw the story that for if well, if you haven't been following the World Cup, you may not know this incredible story has been so viral. I want to say ripping the heartstrings of people across the internet of a man who realized his dream. He's a teacher, volleyball coach. I say teacher, but volleyball coach in his home country of Cape Verde or Cabo Verde. He also was an electrician by day, started playing soccer at the age of 25. His name is Vozinga. Small voice is how it translates in Portuguese, and I saw online that it also translates into grandma, as in a person who speaks softly. But Vozinga gave a lot of us inspiration as a grown man taking the world stage. He is going to be Good Friday to you online. I say he's going to be playing again on Sunday, and his mom was granted a visa from Cabo Verde. From Cape Verde, she will be joining her son as they play where here in Miami. I don't have no tickets. Who has the World Cup tickets? But if you will be there in the Hard Rock Stadium, first of all, the beauty of the game of soccer. I think we will always need something like FIFA because what I'm seeing online, and I keep telling people, World Cup came at the right time for our country. When we're in the United States, we hear a lot of bad news about the U.S. and what the U.S. is doing wrong because there are, some challenges and some issues that we have. And I see a lot of the people who have come from overseas to enjoy the World Cup here. People from Europe, people from Japan, Australia, the Aussies, everybody. Their commentary about the United States online, which has gone viral. It's a whole niche if you haven't been watching. I've been looking at a lot of clips, and I think my algorithm is really in tune with it. Now I'm seeing a lot of clips of people who are visiting for the World Cup who are simply amazed by the US of A. Hit the like button if you're watching me online. Welcome if you're just joining me. Time check is 1:16. This is the Suzette Speak Show. I come talking to you about hot topics, just shooting the breeze, giving you a nice, easy listen today. Didn't want to get too heavy into the politics, but of course, we're keeping eyes out for what is happening between the United States and Iran. Will there finally be a peace deal? I don't know. Your guess is probably as good as mine. President Trump has now put J.D. Vance in charge of negotiations, and he was supposed to head to Switzerland for such purposes. Now I hear that he has postponed the trip to Switzerland. I don't understand what was wrong with the initial agreement that was in place, the Obama agreement. Seems like it's very similar, some of the terms that are being discussed, but we still have no end yet in sight between the conflict between the United States, Israel, and Iran is the major player, and there are other players that are, or participants, or not even really willing participants, people who are retaliating against strikes being made by Israel. So we are watching it. We're trying to wish for the best, hope for the best in terms of that conflict. We want gas prices. I want to say we want oil to run and we want gas prices back down. That would be the goal. And we want people not to lose their lives, So when we think about that, I think it's a very big contrast to what we're seeing in terms of the multicultural unity, the cross-border unity we're seeing as a result of the FIFA World Cup. Have you guys been checking this out? As I watch on my social media feeds, the amount of overseas visitors that are here in the United States that are simply in awe of things like customer service, things like bottomless refills. Do you know in most other countries, particularly in Europe, when you order a drink at a restaurant, you only get one? Now, I think also they understand why we have such a problem with obesity in the U.S. because of the portion sizes, all of them. When you watch these wonderful reels, I guess I could play one for you, where the reaction by the traveler, the person from overseas who's visiting the United States, who's attending the game, whether they be Scottish, whether they be British or French or Canadian. I know some Canadians are very familiar with us and go back and forth, but people who are here for the first time, visiting places like Texas and Charlotte. I saw an African traveler who came through and was just like, no, this can't be a university. I think he was at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. He was like, even the trees are so well manicured, they look like they're on scholarship. The grass looks educated. The not a piece of trash in sight. He said the universities look like palaces in the United States. And I think sometimes getting that outside perspective recalibrates how we see ourselves. They are enamored, our guests, our visitors. Many who will now descend on Miami for the Cape Verdean game on Sunday are really loving U.S. culture. Now, a big part of culture, which I didn't even think of before I started watching some of these clips online that are very, very viral, like our gas stations, our restaurant culture, eating out. We take it for granted. They are commenting, or many of the folks who are visiting are commenting like they come to your table 10 times asking you how you're doing. They don't do that in certain other countries. The idea of the portion size and what we eat for breakfast, our breakfast, we think of it as normal, but other countries are looking at like, nah, pancakes as big as your head, and that is just the starter. You got the eggs coming, you got the bacon coming. They're in love with Texas barbecue. I was like, I wonder if they know some of that food not really that good, right? They got some additives in there that they probably would ban in Europe, but it's pretty tasty. They're going to places like, have you been to this place called Buc-ee's? We don't have them in Florida. Not that I've seen, maybe in the Panhandle, but it's a Texas thing. A big old gas station that serves everything from brisket, sandwiches, breakfast sandwiches, to t-shirts and things, in addition to gas. But if you haven't been on social media to take it in, I encourage you, look up that side of the internet. Look up World Cup reactions, and see for yourself, because it's giving me a different perspective of how positive we have, which I say, in terms of our culture, the positive sides of American culture that can and should be highlighted from time to time. We really don't highlight them at all. When we are here just thinking about, what's going on in the government, do we still have a democracy? Are things, moving in the direction that we want them to? We got to remember that at our core, one of the things that you're seeing over and over again, many tourists and many of the visitors for World Cup keep saying, is how wonderfully friendly Americans are. And we take that for granted, just being on the street and saying hello and saying hi, or giving a little head nod or what's up or what have you, or if somebody's lost, helping them out. It's something there was a lady who is from France. She was like, if I walked on the street and I was just like, hey, good afternoon, what's up? How you doing? Hello, have a good one. God bless you. Have a good day. She's like, somebody would mug me. I thought about one visitor I saw from South Africa. Was like, look at how clean and how beautiful the beaches are. They were visiting the beach and they were like, one Aussie said, like, the beaches in Florida are just as good as the ones in Australia. We do have a lot to be thankful for with all the challenges we have in the United States, and we do have some, and some would say many, but there is some beauty in our freedom. There's some beauty in our sense of community and welcomingness, right? Hospitality, that's the word. And our hospitality that we sometimes take for granted because we're so bogged down with, how's the government spending our money? Why are we at war? Why are gas prices so high? Why is there so much inflation? There's a lot of problems that we need to fix. But I, again, think that the World Cup came to the United States at the right time so that we could see our shared humanity. Who wouldn't want, like the Cape Verdean goalkeeper, to have their parent in the same location as them to be able to come and watch the World Cup? Thank you for the people in the United States government that made that happen. I heard it was Hakeem Jeffries, the congressman from New York, the minority leader in the United States House of Representatives, how he made some calls and finally got her visa fees, $15,000 to come from Cape Verde. from Cabo Verde. And so we are hearing some stories. Yes, there's still some negativity where African travelers, people coming from African countries to support. Let me tell you the fashions. If you want to see Juneteenth, if you want to see the beauty of all shades of our rainbow, of our human rainbow, watch some of the World Cup clips, y'all. It's going to be very positive. I want to bring you something sometimes that can uplift you, motivate you. I'm like, these people really just see us as human beings. They've crossed borders. And remember, some of the borders that have been made were just arbitrarily made. People have been, what can I say, transient for much of not only America, but transient for much of the history of the globe. People move from country to country. Now we have such stringent borders, but before there was no visa. Excuse me, there was no visa. There was no visa. People just moved, went on camelback, went on horseback. And when they say trot in the road, they moved. They took a ship, they went to England. They took a ship, they came to the United States. There was a lot more free flow of human beings. And I think this FIFA incident with the Cape Verdean goalie and his mother kind of highlighted that. There are people that travel back and forth for work, residency, people who want to migrate, people who are seeking asylum. There's all kind of reasons for people to come into and out of a country. But it's just highlighting again the humanity. What we share in common is far larger of a base set of facts than what we don't. Seeing the Scottish men in Boston, the Scottish visitors who came to support the Scottish team, the Scots have drank all the beer in Boston, literally. And again, they're partying and going on the boat rides on the riverfront there in Boston. They're spending their time visiting. I saw even that a Scottish group in Boston gave like $1,200 to a children's home while they're there, an orphanage, and said, you know what, while we're here in this part of the world, you guys have been so welcoming and so open, maybe we can give something back to you. And I was just so moved by it. There's so many stories like that. I mean, shout out to the football. Let me say what, the real football, not the American football, the real football. No, don't get on me, but football as the world knows it. Shout out to football for bringing the world together like this. And I think that is a goal of FIFA's, to make sure that we see one another in a different light, that we're all human beings. We all have stories of tragedy and triumph, right? Sometimes we're high, sometimes we're low. Sometimes we're on top, sometimes we on the struggle side of the mountain. Sometimes it works out. All the preparation leads to the victory. Sometimes there's the agony of defeat. That's just, it literally is a microcosm of life and how beautiful life is, with even the bumps and the bruises, the ups and the downs. It's what people need right now, to realize we're more human than anything. You are like me. You speak differently. You might have a different accent. You might have a little less melanin. I might have a little more melanin. Our features might look a little different, but we have the same values. Will you be welcoming to a stranger when they come to Miami, y'all? Y'all gonna be on your best behavior when we get these next games, Miami, and guide our tourists to where they need to be. The other beautiful thing I've seen a lot of commentary on by our visitors for the World Cup, they love the stadiums. They are raving about Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. They're like, what? They didn't think U.S. have stadiums? That's a normal Saturday for us. We don't wait for World Cup for that. That's literally college football. They're playing at like Alabama Stadium. They did the eagle, what is it, the war cry, where at Alabama games, an eagle is let loose, a trained, beautiful eagle is let loose around the stadium that flies and soars above the crowd, and what? Stadiums that hold 60 and 70,000 people and 80,000 people. They're like, y'all stadiums off the chain. Baby, those are our college football stadiums. No, I think they're playing also at the Cowboy stadiums and our NFL stadium. But honey, we got what's one thing? Again, we don't think of it, well, I don't, as necessarily like culture. But that's a part of American culture. Our sports, our college sports, our NFL, our NBA, that's really a part of our culture. And to see others, how they receive it and understand it and enjoy it. There's a beauty in American culture. I hope we get to spend more time during this World Cup looking at some of the humanity that we share, the stories that were, coming out of various African countries as well. Shout out to Ghana, the Black Stars scoring their goal yesterday. I'm just so excited just watching the Ivory Coast, the pride in which the fans have come alive, the fashions, both on and off the field, just seeing all the different textures of hair and all the different beautifully complected people and the team camaraderie, the friendship, right? Are y'all waiting to see France? Who's waiting to see France? What is it? Mbappe, the top, the team captain for France. We'll see action very soon. I don't know. I'm so excited. I don't watch a lot of football, a lot of soccer all the time, but FIFA World Cup, if you haven't gotten into it, it's special, y'all. It's very special. And there's something in there for everyone. So I'd like to encourage you, if you haven't tuned in, every time I'm by a TV or even by my phone, I just turn on the World Cup in the background because the goals and the stories behind the players and just again, just to see the unity of the world, people from all over the world cheering for their favorite team. It might not be even where they're from. You got the Japanese in Mexico City. You got the Japanese right now in Texas. It's just so beautiful to watch. So anyway, we got to take a quick pause for the cause. Once again, this is the Suze Speak Show. We're going to talk more politics on the other side of this and some Juneteenth events. I want you to know what is happening today, especially in and around South Florida, so you will know where to go. I know the African American Research Library in Fort Lauderdale also has wonderful events happening. Anyway, I'll give you a rundown of some Juneteenth experiences that you can enjoy today. Don't go anywhere. More Suze Speak Show right after this break.
The all-new voice of the Caribbean. Better sounding radio.
All righty, let's see. Juneteenth events. How's everybody doing? Hit the like button, y'all. Happy Friday. I hope you have had a wonderful week. They got, a lot of, these are libraries. How can I just do Juneteenth? Maybe I should go on Eventbrite. Eventbrite. I'm going to just put Juneteenth. Let me see. Maybe it's online. Whew. Oh, they got a bunch. Juneteenth Friends and Family Celebration at Willoughby Park tomorrow. South Juneteenth and Sunrise. Freedom Day, Fort Lauderdale. Paddleboarding. I would do that. Juneteenth, Miami. Lake Center, Miami, Carol City. Juneteenth after party. Juneteenth. This is not official. Let me just put city events. City events. South today in South Florida for Juneteenth. Anyway, hope you guys are having a good day. Holla at your girl. Hit the like button. Say hi. Happy Friday. They're giving me like library events. Greater Miami Beach Juneteenth in Miami. Eventbrite Discover Juneteenth. Let me see. Greater Miami Juneteenth roll call. Black Archives. Okay, this is what I want. Movies on the Star. Movies on the Stars in Overtown. Paul Robeson. Miami Beach. June 19th Day of Freedom. Aphrodisia. Well, how am I gonna watch the Haiti game if this is all going on? Voices of Hampton House. How am I gonna watch the Haiti game? Haiti game watch parties, Miami. How am I gonna watch the Haiti game and do Juneteenth? Brazil versus Haiti watch parties. Let's see. Where can we find this? Brazil versus Haiti watch party. Brazil versus Haiti. Oh, there's a watch party at the pool of the Red Rooster. Really? All right, Red Rooster. All right, I don't know if I'm gonna make it the Red Rooster. Hampton House Soul Summit at Zay. I never heard of open house mic Afrobeat party Zay. What are they calling Zay now? All right, let's see. Brown sugar Juneteenth block party. All right, let's do Broward. Let's do Juneteenth for Lauderdale. All right. I love poetry. Father's Day weekend at Club Euro. Oh, there's a poetry night tonight. Family and friends celebration at Willoughby. Oh, we missed it. Oh no, there's a Juneteenth walk. Laurel Springs. Run for party. It's like at least. Wow, that's a lot of Juneteenth. Hey, Red Rooster reminds me of a cheap motel. No, it's nice. It's actually a black-owned restaurant. What's his name? Marcus Samuelson has a restaurant on the bottom, but at the top, there's like a party space. I like it. It's an after-party space. Have like pool tables, couches, like loungy, but it's nice. It's not bad. Every time you have a good party, you can go to in Miami downtown. You go to Red Rooster afterwards. You either go downstairs for drinks and like food, or you go up to I think there's a name for that club. What do they call that club? Upstairs Red Rooster. I think they're calling it the pool hall, but it's nice. It's a vibe. And then have the outside. How much times are they gonna play these commercials? I should be done. Anyway, yeah. I don't know if it's only like it's rainy down here today.
The Voice of the Caribbean. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, and YouTube.
Yes, good afternoon and welcome back. It's the Suzette Speaks Show. Happy Friday. Happy Juneteenth, y'all. Yes, we celebrating freedom right here on Voice of the Caribbean radio. Whether we talking about Nat Turner or we talking about Fort Mose, Florida, the first free black settlement acknowledged by, they say, any Western government in America. They say Fort Mose in Florida, just north of St. Augustine, was first. Hey, I don't know. I don't know. That's what the history book's telling me. Freedom fighters all over. Those who sacrifice. I think about all the black and African American men and women who fought in the United States Armed Forces, all the branches in every single war. African Americans were represented in every single war ever fought for this country. And we represent them or we remember them and respect and reflect on their contributions today on Juneteenth. Remember, Juneteenth is the Emancipation Day with finally all of the enslaved people way over in Texas, because remember, there was no social media, there was no phones and all of that. People had to go by horseback, and telling people as the Civil War ended that in fact the Emancipation Proclamation had been signed and that African Americans who were enslaved, right, in the system of slavery here in America, were finally free. And it took all the way until June 19th, I think it was like 2 years later, in Galveston, Texas, to reach the final individuals who were still living in captivity here in the United States, in fear of violence and forced chattel slavery. It took until Juneteenth for Freedom Day to come. That's what we celebrated. It was Joe Biden who made it a national holiday. And there are people that take the day off. Hello, somebody, my friends. Like I said, people who own businesses that I know, they're like, "No, we close. It's Juneteenth," and they gave their staff the day off. And I also have people that took the day off who are working in different environments for different organizations and in corporate. They were like, "No, it's our holiday. We're gonna celebrate freedom." So as I was looking up during the break, you can see me online. I was looking up all the Juneteenth for Miami celebrations for Miami and Fort Lauderdale. I know we go all the way up to Palm Beach. Palm Beach, I love y'all. And the Keys as well, all the way to Jupiter. Big up yourself. You can listen, download the app. If you leave your car, leave your vehicle, we are an app in the App Store. That's the best way to take us with you wherever you go. So download Voice of the Caribbean, right? Make sure you have it on your phone. Celebrating 10 years. So if you're in your car all weekend, 101.5 FM on the HD2 dial, 101.5 FM HD2. That's for Miami, Broward, Palm Beach, as well as simulcasting Fort Lauderdale, Wagwan, Broward County, 96.9 FM, right? So you can call us if you want to advertise, if you want to be a guest on my show. And again, I told you I'm am an attorney. I'm also taking cases. If you have any issues with personal injury or medical malpractice, you can reach us here 850-446-0562. That's 850-446-0562. I'm Suzette Speaks. I come to you every Thursday. That's my slot, and Friday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Fire Friday is my favorite day of the week. This is when my DJs, woo, let us have it when it comes to setting the vibes on a Juneteenth on a beautiful Friday. I'm just trying to figure out where to go. So I was looking online, guys, because we have city celebrations, we got private like promoters doing their thing. No, we're not going out here to be doing too much. Listen, Juneteenth is a freedom celebration because I seen some club promoters on here. I'm looking on Eventbrite. I'm looking on the library website. We want to be educated, right? Because there's a lot of Black history. We there's no way we can learn all of the beautiful history, all of the beautiful American history that African Americans, Black people have contributed to. So I invite you to use this as a time of learning, right? We want to party. You know, Miami, we like to get down my neck, my back. We not but we going to be especially conscious. Let's try that. Let's be especially conscious on Juneteenth. Either learning more about the African American experience, or thank you for tuning in, Jim. Nice to see you. Shout out to Doug watching me online. Big up all my people on the Suzette Speak Show. You can watch me actually on the Suzette Speak Show. Happy Juneteenth. I see you. Good Fire Friday to Smooth Approach. I see you as well. Thank you for everybody also watching on the Facebook side. We're streaming live there too, as well as on voiceofthecaribbean.com. So some people like to watch, some people like to listen. It's all good. So Juneteenth, what we got going on? Miami. Let me just tell you a couple of the cities I know are doing stuff. There's library stuff all day. For example, Red Rooster is doing a Juneteenth celebration. Again, just looking at Miami first. Let me start with some Juneteenth roll call. So the Black Archives. Black Archives is a wonderful institution located in Miami. They're going to be hosting at the historic Lyric Theater Cultural Arts Complex. They'll be gathering for the Juneteenth roll call. You can check out more information about that online. You can just look. This is like, I see just 25 wonderful events for Juneteenth right here in Miami. I'm going to go through a couple quickly. They have movies under the stars, movies under a simple tree, Juneteenth celebration at the historic Ward Rooming House, right? Film exhibition, viewing, and community dialogue. So come together in Overtown for Juneteenth program honoring Paul Robeson's legacy. So movie on the stars. Yay, I love that. Miami Beach. Go ahead, Miami Beach. Let me hear you, South Beach. Miami Beach dance performance marks Juneteenth. Juneteenth Day of Freedom. Miami Beach on stage performance. I love it. I also see Love Jones at Rooftop Cinema. Y'all remember Love Jones? That's a great movie. A late night screening. Oh, Rooftop Cinema. This is going to be going on all weekend, y'all. So you go on Eventbrite. Even go look at your city's website and see what they got going on. So you can take it to the rooftop, you and yours. Hey, you can be watching Love Jones. A love story of Black cinema where poetry, music, and intimacy shape a portrait of Black life. I love that. I see more so on the party side. I see something called Aphrodisia. Now, how am I supposed to be going to all this when Haiti is playing Brazil? I guess I have to. I guess I have to go afterwards. But I don't want to be up too late. I gotta work out in the morning. But I love it. Aphrodisia. I love this. This is one of the clubs or Supernatural House. I wonder if that is in Wynwood. Afrofuturism, Juneteenth, and Pride come together for a day-to-night celebration at Supernatural House. It's called Aphrodisia. Okay, all right. Voices from the historic Hampton House. This is a documentary screening. If you've never been to the historic Hampton House, it's actually a great field trip anyway. Again, opportunities to learn more about our shared history, right? We're in this together. So it's really important to know where we're coming from so we can know where we're going, right? So Hampton House is also a place that you could just visit, but they're doing tonight, all of this stuff is tonight. Documentary screening in the Overtown historic Hampton House revisits the legacy of being, the Hampton House was basically at the center of Black culture for a time. So they're doing a screening on that. They have the Soul Summit and Paper Water. What is that? Azaze, Miami. Open air music, Afro Diasporic rhythms and Miami electronic sounds. Hey, I love an Afrobeat party though. I'm not gonna lie. And I saw, let me see, a lot of this is in Overtown. Brown Sugar Block Party at the Urban. I love the Urban. That's also a good place spot. If you want something that's more social, right? Coming together in community, the Urban is nice. Brown Sugar Juneteenth Party at the Urban. And then you can go to Red Rooster after. Okay. So at Red Rooster, because I'm like, how am I going to do all this? Well, if you go to the Urban, well, I might go to Red Rooster for. Well, anyway, downtown Miami, Brazil versus Haiti, because I've been looking up the watch parties too. There's several in Broward. I saw there's a place called Ayla. I've never been there, never heard of it before today, but I saw Ayla is in Broward where they are offering a Haiti versus Brazil or Brazil versus Haiti watch party. But also in Miami, for my Miami people, Brazil and Haiti will be meeting on the big screen during Juneteenth at the watch party held at the pool hall, which is upstairs of the Red Rooster, right in Overtown. This takes place every Friday, but this particular Juneteenth, they're going to play the game, right? I like that. Two for one. And, kick off the party afterwards and all that good stuff first with the game. So I love this. So if you want to watch the game first, like me, you can get that. I think Red Rooster, the tickets start at what, $24, $23, something like that. And it's a nice chill spot. Coming up to Broward, I see a lot of education. Let's pivot to educational, y'all. Come on now, it's the Suzette Speech Show. We like to edutain you here. Sorry, I had to take a little sip there in my throat. Yes, so we have. What I love is that Broward County Libraries. Shout out to the library system for making it a priority to discuss and highlight this new federal, not so new, a couple years now, federal holiday. And they are going to have at several of their branches some noteworthy events like Selma is Now. This is a photography special exhibit. I love this. That is going to be happening at the African American Research Library. It actually will run to the end of the month. So the African American Research Library is in the heart of the Black community of Fort Lauderdale, and they will have this exhibit. Selma is Now running through June 27th. So if you don't even get a chance to come out today, you can always go later in the month. I see Black History of Hollywood, a documentary. There is some rich Black history. I think people sometimes don't even realize in places of Hollywood, Carver Ranches, Dania Beach. There's some real historic families. I know a lot of Bahamians who came in the turn of the century, early 1900s, settled in their families, became a part of the South Florida tapestry and the American tapestry and the American story here in Florida. It's just very interesting. Hollywood Stand Up. There's a documentary at the Hollywood branch that's going to be just a little bit, 3 to 5. Juneteenth Experience and Community Workshop will be held also tonight at African American Research Library. Oh, tomorrow as well, 7:30 to 9. All right. They have a trivia night in the Hollywood branch. The Dania Beach branch library has art and crafts, kind of like workshop. Southern roads lead to Underground Railroad at the Tyrone Bryant branch. It's really good. I know the city of Miramar, and I think it's Vice Mayor Yvette Colburn. I saw has a craft fair going on right now in Miramar, right? Performances and I think the dialogue. I forget her guest speaker. She has a guest speaker as well. I remember seeing the flyer. Man, it slips my mind. But Miramar is having something. As I said, City of Lauderhill is making theirs more a celebratory experience. They're gonna have singer Case performing in Lauderhill. Then at Broward County, I see it, and it's free. I also saw City of Tamarack, as I mentioned before, has their Juneteenth celebration at their Tamarack Village featuring old school hip hop artist Michelle. If y'all remember, I don't know if some people know about that. Uh, Beautiful contributor to the hip hop lexicon. But yeah, Michelle. She was doing her thing back in the day. So get out there, folks. It's a beautiful day. I think it's gonna be partly rainy. So take an umbrella or a poncho if you're going to anything outdoors. If you plan to watch Haiti versus Brazil, be prepared for the turn up. Okay, everybody's so excited. FIFA football fever has truly taken on a life of its own. We also have a couple games. I think Seattle has the U.S. United States team sees action again. I believe today versus Australia. So that is on the opposite side of the map. Seattle will be hosting Team USA. They had a wonderful opening match. Go ahead, Team USA. Came out strong. And they will now be taking on the Aussies, right? They prepare to battle their opponent, Australia. And again, that match will take place in Seattle. So make sure you tune in. But the big game, listen, I'm cheering for all my Caribbean, all my African countries. Let me see you. When I see not only Cabo Verde, when I see Ghana, when I see Ivory Coast, and I'm sharing for all of the islands. Haiti is my team tonight. Who am I missing? I feel like I'm missing somebody. Uh, Let me know on the chat if if there's any other African countries. I know I'm missing some. And then there's so many of us also playing in different places. They say there's a lot of Jamaicans on the Canadian team. Of course, the French team, they say that might be pretty much an African team, an African diaspora team as well, if you want to call it that, with a little bit of mix in. But we're excited to see Team USA back in action today. Again, the FIFA World Cup has come at a beautiful time, I think, in the country because of all the political division and political turmoil we've had, and we need to see some unity. And I've been using the FIFA parts of the algorithm on my social media to give me hope again in humanity. Once again, what are the games today? Scotland versus Morocco, USA versus Australia, Turkey versus Paraguay, and Brazil versus Haiti. Scotland, ooh, I can't wait to see that. They're in Boston. USA is in Seattle. Brazil versus Haiti is in Philly. And Turkey versus Paraguay is in San Francisco Bay Area Stadium. So Boston, Seattle, Philly, and San Francisco is where the action will be. But we will be tuned in. Yes, don't forget. It is that time of year. And again, if you're looking for just regular, get your mind off of the stressful things of life, World Cup, World Cup, World Cup. But today is all about Juneteenth. I'm going to highlight a couple of more places that you can go. Will you be going to a watch party tonight? I think there are over 25 just on the official Greater Miami and Miami Beach calendar. I see about 25 events you can go to. The People's Cookout is also going to be taking place today at Mids Market, Community Memory Circle at Overtown Corner. Sinners. Ooh, they're going to be playing Sinners also at the Rooftop Cinema Club. I love that. Sinners is the featured movie. That was a great movie. Tiny Room Intimate Neo Soul Experience at the Red Room at Casa Nube. Okay. They're going to have Juneteenth experience at the Miami Beach Band Shell. I love that. And again, I told you about Brazil versus Haiti watch party at the Red Rooster. It's pretty cool. I love this. Dorsey Park. They're featuring Legends of the Diamond. Ooh, Black history as it pertains to baseball. I love that. Storytelling about that pivotal time when we had Negro leagues, right? Because people were purposely segregated by law. I don't know. They didn't think we were good enough to do a lot of things. The Negro leagues was a big deal. And we had a lot of talent there. Temperature right now, Miami. Ooh, it's 91. Fort Lauderdale, 91, but it feels like 103 with the humidity in Fort Lauderdale. Feels like 102 in Miami. Feels like 104 in Homestead. Wear your cute outfits, your shorts, ladies. Just come out cool. Might have scattered thunderstorms. I know tomorrow, I think it's 30% today, and tomorrow is 40% scattered thunderstorms. We have had our first, thanks to the tropical storm, the first name storm. There we go. First name storm of the season. You know, it's hurricane season, June 1st, right? All the way to November. But if you haven't been paying attention, we had Tropical Storm Arthur, right, in the Gulf of Mexico. So I think the remnants of Tropical Storm Arthur is moving from west to east and will be impacting us through, not us directly, but like to the north of us. But that changes our pattern, our weather pattern. So we might see more rain, not really today, but 30%. So you might see a shower, but you know how South Florida is. You go across the street, It's not raining. That happened to me today at the gym. I was there. I saw all the lights of cars coming from another direction. I'm like, oh, there's rain down the street, but not a lot. But tomorrow, again, today, tomorrow, hot. I wonder if I should go to the beach. The water temperature right now, 80 degrees in the water. But again, outside is 91. So make sure you use your discretion, sunscreen. Yes, people, melanated people, me put on my sunscreen. In a business what nobody wants to say. I make sure I'm covered, appropriate clothing. And again, late afternoon, the remnants actually of Arthur is north of us. It's like going through the panhandle of Florida, North Florida, and Georgia. But tropical storm Arthur, thank you for not coming quite this way, but it has somewhat of an impact on our weather patterns right now, the first storm. So we'll go into the bees later. So make sure you go celebrate Juneteenth, nice and safe. Poetry night. I saw this at Club Euro. They're doing a poetry night tonight. Yeah, that's Fort Lauderdale. Downtown Fort Lauderdale poetry night. I like it. Okay. I see Juneteenth paddleboarding. Let's go. Something different. Sunrise Paddleboards is offering Juneteenth paddleboard. We talking about freedom, y'all. Have you ever done paddleboarding? I love it. I'm an outdoorsy girl, even though many would not assume that. But I really do like to get out. We have some, again, beauty in this country. Can you believe it? This is what also people are talking about. It was just trending online. Because America's 250th birthday, 250, sesquicentennial, July 4th this year, the World Cup people, the World Cup visitors will be in town here in the United States for our July 4th tributes. That's about to blow their minds. There's been like I said, so much wonderfully viral videos. That's what has been talked about all over the internet. The visitors from other countries that are experiencing the United States for the first time, and they're like, wait a minute, it's not that bad. Wait a minute. You guys are pretty cool. Wait a minute. It's clean. The people are nice. Y'all have great stores. They can't get over Walmart. They can't get over Costco. They can't get over the gas stations. They're the restaurants, the size of the food, the unlimited refills, the customer service, and they're like, this is not Europe. This is definitely not Europe. This is not Australia. One guy was like, Waffle House would come to Australia and just take over. They are impressed. I mean, like, what is it, Longhorn Steakhouse? They are impressed. They're like, they give you free bread over and over. They went in a Cheesecake Factory. Some of these wonderful social media and TikTokers, they're doing being in different restaurants. You know what? Like I said, we take things, the restaurant culture, etc. And it is something that, again, America has a lot of challenges, but there is so much beauty. And like I say, breaking bread with friends at the pub or the bar, or at the, going to the Target, or no, we ain't going to Target. I have not been in Target. Sorry. I said Target. I meant Costco or Walmart. Don't quote me. Sorry. Wrong store. I'm talking about, well, I'm still not feeling no Targets right now. But anyway, the watching them go inside of Walmart and be in awe is just something refreshing about, again, what we take for granted. The green spaces, the parks, the beaches. And again, parts of America we're just so big and so spread out. They can have unique climate, unique looking people. One guy was just like, it's just amazing how Americans look different. They left Atlanta, went to the Northeast. They're like, whoa, there's like a whole different type of Americans here. And the sound and the accents. And we have a wonderfully multicultural, yes, country, right? There's a lot of difference, but a lot that makes us the same, particularly our freedom, Juneteenth, hello, and our shared values, Constitution of the United States, hello, right? Once you have adopted those values, once you have adopted those ideals, right? The common values have been what has kept us together for the last 250 years. Also, let me get off my soapbox. Coral Springs Center of the Arts is doing a Juneteenth pre-party. Like, okay, Miami Beach, like I said, Loomis Park, Miami Beach, 6 p.m. Coral Springs is doing Juneteenth at the Center for the Performing Arts at 5:30 p.m. Juneteenth events are happening across South Florida. So once again, I want to encourage you to take advantage of a learning experience. We see Miami Beach Band Shell tonight at 7 p.m. at Miami Beach. If you want to go down to South Beach, I'm going to a Haiti watch party first. I don't know what else I'm doing, but I'm going to watch the game. Gotta link my homegirl. link up Sony. I don't know where we're gonna go. I gotta text her. Hey, I told her whenever you're gonna watch Haiti, she's Haitian. I'm not Haitian, but I'm gonna support Haiti. Hello. I was like, wherever you going, girl, I'm going with you. So make the plans, y'all. Get outside, right? The simple joys of life. Sometimes, like I said, it's Friday. We've made it. The week has been, I've had a long week myself. But again, wanted to thank everyone. Shout out to WDFL Channel 18, as well as the Urban League of Broward County for having me as a co-moderator at this amazingly successful. It happened on Wednesday night. Shout out to the Voice of the Caribbean and the fam that was there. But over 300 standing room only. You can see it. This political forum for Congressional District 20. I have pictures all over. Follow me on social media. I'll follow you back. Suzette, 1Z, 2T, Suzette Speaks with an S. Suzette Speaks. Yeah, I'll follow you back. But I just posted more pictures. We're trying to get people excited. The primary election will be here before you know it. August 18th. August 18th. You need to start reading up on, and I'm going to do my part here. We like to keep you educated, edutained here, informed as best we can. That's one of the goals and purposes of us being here, Voice of the Caribbean, making sure we make sure our community knows what's going on, whether it's Juneteenth or whether it's who's coming up. I'm going to be starting my series soon and very soon for the people who are running. So I'm going to bring them on. We're going to do equal time. We're going to ask the hard questions. That's what I did on Wednesday. People was like, Sue, you was holding their feet to the fire. That's what we do. That's what we do. People want to know. So it can't get them no little pity patty questions. We got to get them the hard question. What do you think about U.S.-Israel relations? Yeah, that one on the pre-approved, but I asked it. Hey, I hope they will have me back. But once again, shout out to Voice of the Caribbean family. Make sure you keep it locked. We got a lot of wonderful DJs coming up to take you through all afternoon. Lisa B's up next. The drive time. It's a Fire Friday. What does that mean? Well, I can't wait to the Candace Buchanan show. Never mind. We're going to have a good time. Make sure you keep it locked all weekend. I got to go. That's it for me. Happy Juneteenth. Y'all have a great weekend. And thank you for tuning in.
The Voice of the Caribbean. Better sounding radio.
W245BC, Lauderdale Lakes, 96.9 FM, the all-new Voice of the Caribbean.
WLYF 101.5 FM.